Hello, everyone. So this is week 4. I'll be discussing today's topic on my vlog. So I'm just going to take it like a question by question and answer as I go along. So first part, what do you see as the primary challenges to introducing a project management philosophy in most organizations? Why is it difficult to shift to a project-based approach in many companies? Okay, so I think the primary challenges in introducing a project management philosophy to most organizations is that they're not used to it. They're not used to that specific type of organization when it comes to managing projects. And it can be difficult because when you're used to one thing, it's hard to adapt to newer methods and newer ways of doing things, right? Especially when there wasn't anything specifically problemsome with the old way of doing things. Then it's like, why bother? Why change and do something else? And, with project management, there's different layers. There's different ways. It's a team. So that's another thing to get used to, is that not everybody's handling the same thing. Everybody has their own role and their own job and the organization behind it. And fully entrusting that team to get the project going from start to finish, right? Second question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using project management? Okay, so I'm going to start with the advantages. The advantage to using project management is that a project is being managed, right? There's a specific team for that, so not everybody in the organization have to worry about all of the moving parts. There's a manager that's already there. That's their sole purpose. Their sole job is to manage the project and assign and delegate certain things to different people. And that team is still separate and from the other key players, I guess the stakeholders in the project. So it makes things a little easier, I would say, across the board of whoever's, a part of the project. Like for myself, I'm an analyst. So when we have projects, all I have to worry about is my analyst duties, my analyst tasks. Whatever I'm programming or building, that's all I have to worry about, and the deadlines that the project manager, sets. But that team specifically, their job is to make sure everything is going good. So it relieves some stress on a lot of other people in the organization. They don't have to worry about budget. You just got to worry about what you're doing. So it's more organized. This advantage, I would say, is that in the same breath, it's good that there's a team specific for that. But if you have a concern or you want certain things handled, you could give your opinion, but it's not for you to take over. So maybe that could be seen as a disadvantage because it's out of your hands, right? You're not super involved in the process of implementing the project. Like, everything is mostly dependent on that team. You're just a player, right, in the grand scheme of things. Next question. What key characteristics do all projects possess? So they all have a budget. That's number one thing. What can the budget allow you to do? What are, that limits a lot of things. If you only have a certain amount of money to work with, that's all you can work with. Maybe you might be part of an organization that can flex a little if you're running low on funds, but that doesn't really happen. And you don't want that behind you, right? You don't want to be seen as the team that can't manage their money. Another characteristics are goals and deadlines. You want things done efficiently in a timely manner. You want to hit certain points throughout the project to know that you're on the right path. Another characteristic I would say is that task. Everybody's assigned a certain task, right? And when it's put together, you see the bigger picture. Okay. So the last part of this discussion, describe the basic elements of the project life cycle. Why is an understanding of the life cycle relevant for our understanding of projects? Okay, so the basic life cycle of a project is initiation, planning, execution, and closure. So initiating, you're getting all the information, you're trying to figure it out. This is how we're going to start. Planning is the actual planning of the project, where everything goes, who does what's the budget, what's the goals, what's the timeline you have. Executing is actually doing what you have planned, actually going out there and getting it done. And closure is when you're at the end, everything is said and done, right? That does not include optimizations. That comes at the very end, when you're reflecting what can be done better. I think having an understanding of this life cycle is relevant to projects because you're able to section it off. You're able to see it, the bigger picture of everything, right? You're able to organize a project throughout the different phases, and you're realizing, hey, I am now at the execution phase. Now it is time to put some action behind all that planning. Once you're able to understand the different parts and the different phases of a project, it makes more sense. It's more clear why there's phases to things and why it's in the order that it is. It makes sense at the end of the day. So that is all I have for our weekly blog. Comment and let me know what you think.